Alright, welcome. This is my weak attempt of explaining and going over some game mechanics for Mobile Suit Gundam Battle Operation 2. Try saying that 10 times fast. This is a game I just started playing not too long ago, about a week or so. I saw this at the PlayStation Network store, so this is on the PS4 by the way. This is a free-to-play game, and I love anime. I love giant robots and battles and things like that. That's why I play games like Titanfall 2, things of that nature. So when I saw this game, I had to download it just to give it a try, and it's definitely grown on me since I started playing it. So again, this is going to be my weak attempt to kind of give a basic tour of what the game is about, what I know about it, and little tips and tricks here because I definitely realized I made a lot of mistakes as I played. This game is really cool here. This is the hub we are in. So this is where you spawn your character when you're not doing missions, and when you're finished, you kind of go back here. You use these different NPCs to do different things. I'm not going to go over everything because again, I'm still learning. But one thing I will go over for sure is this reward center dude over here. This is really important because as you complete your missions and your daily missions and things like that, you get credits and things of that nature. I thought my game was glitched or something because I was not receiving those rewards, and then I realized I have to manually, accept them and pick them up from this guy. So when you're playing this game, if you decide to give this game a shot, just keep that in mind. So, here's some rewards I got from earlier. I'm gonna go and take all of them and get my rewards here. So yeah, so there's a quick tip right there. The rest of this stuff I'm gonna ignore because you'll figure that out as you play the game if you decide to here. This next pop NPC here is these are other players by the way, so you can kind of see them huddling here. This is the supply counter. This is where you're gonna spend some of your time to customize your mobile suit. This is where you essentially take the credits and spend for various things. I'm gonna go kind of backwards here. I'm gonna start from the bottom. So below here you have DP exchange counter and the recycle counter. DP and recycle, those are your two different currencies you get just from playing the game in general and doing daily missions and things like that. Win or lose, you always get a little bit of something. So let's do the DP exchange here, just kind of give people an idea. Here you could spend your credits for mobile suits, additional mobile suits that you don't have collected, and I'm just going to scroll through this real quick. You can see there's a ton of them, and lots of different variety, different styles, different looks, and things like that. If I scroll all the way to the bottom, you can kind of see the list kind of goes on and on and on, which is really cool. So I want to point out, because it took me a while to figure this out as well, if you look at the bottom icon here, the icon I have the mobile suit highlighted, the Zaku here, there's an on the upper right, there's a number, and that number value is 100. And if I continue to go up, it slowly increases by 50. So here's 150, 150, 200, all the way up to the max number, which I believe is 500. Yep, so here's the 500 series. So that number is important to remember because that is essentially what your mobile suit's power level, I guess you want to say, is categorized at. So like, certain game modes are going to call for mobile suit 500, so you can only join with those type of mobile suits, etc, etc. So there's a different variety here. They all play a little bit different and unique and have different loadouts and things like that. Raid, we're going to try to give a quick run through. Raid is more your melee type, close quarter combat type mechs that use melee attacks. They can chain their melees from what I've seen, so if you're like up close and personal type player, that's probably up for you. General is kind of your all-around, well-rounded, kind of like an assault class and other first-person shooters. It's good for a little bit of everything. And then support here is, think about it as your long-range attack, missiles and snipers. So you're really employing, heavy guns from a distance. And in this game, there's kind of like a rock, paper, scissor element there where, support's weakness are going to be the raid characters. So if the raid characters get up close and personal, they're going to be at a disadvantage because their weapons are mainly ranged. And then I believe general is going to be the counter to the raid, and support counters general. So I believe that's right, but don't quote me on that. So some weapons here, a lot of different weapons. Biggest tip I will make here, because I've lost a lot of credits in the beginning, couple days I played because I was not paying attention. You're going to see all these cool weapons. You might get excited, say, oh, I want my favorite mobile suit to have this or that. If you look at the let me see, let me grab a weapon here. Okay, so if you look at the bottom right there, it's going to say equipable mobile suit. Make sure that the mobile suit that you're wanting to equip this item is highlighted, because not all mobile suits can use every item in this game. So don't make the mistake I did and blow your credits for something you can't even equip. So again, make sure that your corresponding mobile suit is highlighted, and that way you know for sure that they can equip it once you purchase it. Some beam weapons here. It's not Gundam without beam weapons. You have your ballistic weapons here, your sniper rifles, your rockets, and machine guns. And of course you have your melee weapons here. Now every class does have a melee weapon, so that's you don't have to be a raid to have that. Just want to clarify that. Raids just have unique abilities that they can use multiple melee attacks in succession. That's what makes them unique. Custom parts here. These are if you play RPGs, think about this as your accessories. You know, these are just going to give you additional boost to your mobile suit. You can see the type of boost they give you in the right here. They're just going to increase your stat values little by little, but as you play this game, you know, you want to become OP as possible, so you're going to try to stack as many of these as you can, depending on your build. You want long range, close range, whatever. And then clothing accessories. This is glamour items for your character. You know, you wanna, you know, you gotta be sexy, of course, just like any other game apparently. So they got this kind of stuff. You can just mess around and just kind of customize your characters there. Little thing like that. Just additional things you can spend your money on. Recycle counter is the same thing. The items are a little bit different. The selection is not quite as big, but I don't know if these get swapped out weekly. So again, there's just another way for you to play the game and spin additional credits that you have laying around to improve your character and stuff. So same thing there, nothing different, just different variety of stuff there. So again, that is the supply counter. This is where you buy loot, you exchange credits to upgrade your stuff, to buy new mobile suits, etc, etc. The main NPC here is going to be the sortie counter. This is where you come. Pretty much is your hub for multiplayer. You can do rated matches, which is pretty much just like most games. You know, you're going to be ranked based on your performance and wins. And you're going to be going up against people of your level, which is really cool. I love this in these type of games. This is a PvP game, so you're going to be fighting other players. That's pretty much all there is to do here if you're into that. If not, this might not be the game for you, honestly. Quick match, this is the one I play the most because, you know, I'm a low-level noob, I don't have anything major, so I'm playing this just to get experience and stuff, and either one of these, it will count towards your daily missions, so you're not missing out as far as I'm concerned of credits and things like that. Custom matches, if you want to play with some buddies and make your custom rules, and free practice. This is a good one. I recommend people to try this if you're new to this. Go in and practice on all your mobile suits, see which one you like the most, so you can kind of get a feel for it before you play online with other people, so you don't become so frustrated. And there's sometimes going to be special events here that you can participate in, but there's none now. So let's go ahead and go to quick match. So here you have two options. You have basic match here and basic match there, but if you look below basic match, this one says ground map, this one says space map. For this video, I'm going to stick with ground map. It's easier for me since I'm a new player. Space map is a totally different game mode where instead you're fighting on the ground, you're fighting in space and you're floating and there's asteroids, and it's super cool. I just super suck at it because there's more emphasis on mobility, which I'm not quite there yet. So eventually I'll show that, but for the purpose of the video, I always play ground map. I like it. It's really easy to get into but hard to master. Below there, you will see there's a countdown. It says sortie reception ends, and then it's 46 minutes. So the cool thing I realized just the other day is, I believe it's every 2 hours, the game modes here that'll be available are going to switch. And that's important to know because if you go back and look at the icon here, like I said, on basic match ground map, on the upper left, it's going to say cost is 250, 5 versus 5, so 5 versus 5 players. But the cost is the part that you kind of want to pay attention because every 2 hours that number is going to change, and that's going to limit you to what mobile suits you can take in and participate with. So here the cost is power level 250. So if I go ahead and enter up, we'll go straight into the game lobby, and as we're searching for other players, your Haro menu here, this is your main menu, so let's go and open it. So you do a lot of things here, but I'm going to pick the first option, which is MS for mobile suits. This is going to open up, if I click customize, all the mobile suits I have currently available, just from playing the game. And like I said, if you remember, the power level here is 250, so everything above 250 is not going to be available for me for obvious reasons. And if you're in a situation where you don't have that particular power level mobile suit, you can pick something a little under. You might be at a small disadvantage, but I don't think it's that great. But you know, thankfully I have a 250 here, so I'm gonna go ahead, click on it. This is one thing I didn't know from the beginning. You have to register your mobile suit that you're going to use for the game mode. So I'm going to register this one for ground use. It's ground battle. Because if you were playing a battle 2 hours ago and there was a 450 and then the game changes and now the max is 250 and you don't change it back to this, it's not going to let you register. So that's just something to keep in mind. And again, there's one for ground and space. You got to be very specific as to what you're doing. That's how you tell the game, you know, this is the mech I'm going to use when this game starts. Also, 1 second here. Let's make sure I have this guy customized. I don't remember if I do. So yeah, it looks like I bought a few items since then. Okay, so yeah, looks like we're good. You see, you know, different weapons, blah blah blah. So we're pretty much decked out for as much as I can be now. So what else is there before I ready up? That's pretty much it. There's a really cool chat function here. There's a lot of international players that play this game, so if you push L2, you have a really cool list of greetings and phrases, and if you like to communicate through there, you can totally do that. So let's go ahead and be courteous and say what's up to everyone. Alright, and so let's go ahead. I'm going to ready up. Looks like I'm the last one to do that. The game's about to start. Essentially, what this game mode is all about